Hi everyone. There are some changes that have been proposed to the Maritime Labour Convention, and these changes will be coming in force in 2024. And so it is important for you guys to be aware of these forthcoming changes, especially for your oral examination. Now, these changes are based on a proposal provided by the Special Tripartite Committee, and this needed support from a minimum of 5 member states. So this proposal was specially spearheaded by the Australian Maritime Safety Authority in Australia, or AMSA, and it was supported by New Zealand, Norway, France, Kenya, and Panama, who were the co-sponsors to Australia's proposal. And what this proposal basically highlights is that at the moment, any fatalities in relation to the operation of a vessel, especially fatal injuries, are required to be reported to the IMO, or International Maritime Organization. But not all other fatalities have to be reported. For example, it is not mandatory to report persons overboard incidents or suicides. So that information is never collected or collated. So if a person falls overboard and is recovered, this is not considered a fatality. So AMSA has received enough reports to indicate that there has been an increase in persons overboard incidents during the pandemic, and this could be because of the stress that was being caused to the seafarers due to their inability to be able to sign off or go ashore. But there was very little data to confirm the extent of this issue outside of Australian waters. So this was becoming a real problem in understanding how widespread this issue was. So to be able to understand if it's an increasing trend or there's a similar trend in suicides, there was a requirement for data to provide an indication of what was happening around the world. So availability of such data would be critical to allow for patterns and trends to be analyzed so that better target areas of concern such as mental health could be then dealt with. So the idea to push for mandatory reporting of fatalities at sea at an international level kind of took root prior to the pandemic at an Australian Seafarers Welfare Council meeting. So there was some kind of pushback from parties concerned about identifying vessels where a fatality has occurred, particularly in cases of suicides. Many companies, many ships don't want to disclose it, maybe due to privacy issues or simply because it gives the shipping companies a bad reputation. So original proposal required the ship to not disclose their IMO number so that it is not possible for it to be identified. But it was eventually decided that people committing suicides on ships should not be hidden. It should be reported because this is linked to mental health issues, and mental health issues is something that needs to be addressed. Now, Australia has spearheaded this movement, but it's quite possible that it will become slowly mandatory by other countries as well, especially if it is accepted by MLC. So guys, I thought this is important for you guys to know, especially because this is a forthcoming change in the Maritime Labour Convention and it may be asked of you in the oral examination. So I hope you have understood what this is all about. So just to summarize it, we have always reported accidents and incidents and injuries, but incidents where people have suffered from mental health and committed suicides or tried to jump overboard or tried to take their life but have not been successful to do so have not been reported. So these are the incidents which need to be reported so that a mental health assessment of the ship's crew can be made based on some data, and then measures can be implemented to address it. So I'm not talking about, of course, people falling overboard and dying have been reported, but if people have attempted to take their life and survived, sometimes these incidents have not been reported and or they have been hidden So it should become mandatory for shipping companies and ship captains, ship staff to report these incidents. That is what the change is going to be. Let me know if there's something that was not very clear in this PowerPoint, and I'm happy to address it. Thank you. Bye.